What up? What's the good word? This is H. Shaman, and welcome back to Real Talk Sports Episode 5. We're doing a complete draft recap of Thursday night's draft for the 2020 NFL season, and there are lots of surprises. The first 5 picks, not so much of a surprise, but lots of surprises, lots of movements happening later inside of the first round, starting at pick 13 with the San Francisco 49ers, who a lot of people spoke about them possibly moving out of the pick for something that they really thought was the best fit for them. I'll go ahead and recap 1 through 13 and start talking about some of the movements that happened right after that trade, beginning with Joe Burrow going number 1 overall, as expected, to the Cincinnati Bengals. It's a tremendous pick for them. Again, I really want to see Burrow get the opportunity to perhaps get the playbook early, start working with Coach Zach Taylor, even if it's from Zoom. Just get familiar with the plays and the nuances of the offense in the pro level and start to push this thing forward for him to have success in Cincinnati, leading a new era. I also like Chase Young going to Washington. That was a sure bet to happen, barring any unforeseen circumstances, like perhaps Cincinnati mortgaging the future of the Redskins to get him. But Chase Young going to where he wanted to be. He grew up in Maryland. Congratulations to Chase Young and the Washington Redskins for picking up a tremendous player. Round number 3, Detroit selected Jeff Okudah again. No mystery there. Okudah, the best defensive back on the board, regardless of position. I think that he's going to go over there and really make an immediate impact day one and try to get this thing rolling in the right direction for Matt Patricia, who ever since he has got there has not had the success that a lot of people envisioned him to have coming over from New England. At number 4, Mekhi Becton, the original pick that I thought was going to go to the Giants, was not selected by the Giants. Instead, they decided to go ahead and draft Isaiah Thomas out of University of Georgia, an offensive tackle which they desperately needed. As I mentioned in the podcast prior to episode 5, I thought the Giants would do themselves justice by going to get a tackle if they didn't get Isaiah Simmons, that is. But Mekhi Becton wasn't selected. Isaiah Thomas was selected by the Giants, leading a new era on the offensive line and hopefully for years to come with Danny Dimes and Saquon Barkley. At number 5, Miami Dolphins are going ahead and took Tua Tagovailoa, which again, no mystery there. A lot of people thought that Tua would drop. A lot of people thought that maybe some teams would trade up a la Chargers to try and get their guy of the future. But make no mistake about it, I knew and thought very heavily, felt very strongly about Tua going to Miami. I think it's a match made in heaven under Brian Flores of the Miami Dolphins and co. They're going to have a great time over there rebuilding and doing the things that Flores has envisioned prior to his arrival from New England. But I think the Dolphins got their guy in Tua Tagovailoa, for years to come. At number 6, Los Angeles Chargers went ahead and selected their quarterback of the future in Justin Herbert. I originally said that I felt they needed a tackle to kind of protect Tyrod Taylor and just get the offensive line shored up there, because they have a lot of problems with that dating back to the last couple of seasons, I would say, with the declining play of Phillip Rivers, now with the Indianapolis Colts. But they went ahead and selected their quarterback of the future in Justin Herbert. Who knows? Maybe it will be a competition between Taylor and Herbert. I really believe that Taylor should get the opportunity. He's very familiar with Anthony Lynn's philosophies, playbook, and all the things that he wants to have done on the offensive side of the football. But it should be a very interesting competition come training camp, and we'll see if Herbert will be the guy at the helm. At number 7, the Carolina Panthers needed a defensive tackle. I like Javon Kinlaw falling there. A lot of people thought that maybe it was a bit of a reach with Kinlaw out of the experts draft boards going in later in the first round. But I like Kinlaw to go to 7. I thought it would have been a good fit for them. The Panthers at the time only had 2 defensive tackles, one of which, Kawan Short, is a Pro Bowler. But they went ahead and selected Derek Brown out of the University of Auburn. I think this is a great pick for them right there at number 7. Brown, I had going to Jacksonville. Unfortunately, he wasn't taken by the Jags, and he was selected by the Panthers. A great fit. I think that he'll be a day one starter, an immediate impact contributor on the defensive line. Jacksonville Jaguars have great defensive line coaches, guys they know how to develop. After losing Calais Campbell, this was an absolute must for them. So congratulations to the Carolina Panthers selecting Derek Brown out of the University of Auburn, looking to wreak havoc in the middle, defensive lines throughout the league. At number 8, the Arizona Cardinals. I felt personally they should have taken a tackle here. Jedrick Wills was the pick that I felt that they should have went ahead and grabbed, but they took Isaiah Simmons, undeniable talent, undeniable player at the pro level. I think that they're going to put him at safety. Right now, there's no word where he's going to play, but I think about who they have right now in the middle. They have some pretty good linebackers in Hassan Reddick that they drafted last season, as well as Jordan Hicks coming over from Philadelphia free agency. It'll be interesting to see whether or not he'll be able to battle for a job. I think he can play middle. I think he can play up top, the safety position, maybe even in a hybrid version of that. Something that they tried to do with Deion Buchanan for years. Incidentally, it did not work out. Now they have an opportunity to reconstruct that with Simmons, and I believe he will be an immediate contributor. That defense led by defensive coordinator Vance Joseph. At number 9, I like Derek Brown to get drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they did not have that in their plans immediately to get a defensive tackle, so we went ahead and drafted C.J. Henderson, University of Florida. He's a great fit for them. They also needed to address the secondary after losing A.J. Bouye as well as Jalen Ramsey. They needed to get a cornerback, someone who could kind of lead the way and continue the play of Jalen Ramsey, a more physical corner, step-for-step guy that can run with any wide receiver in the league. Henderson's looking to come in and made an immediate impact immediately for the Jaguars, as the defense have declined over the last couple of seasons. They need to get back to what they were doing when they went to the NFC Championship game in 2017. Still a lot of work to do, but they'll get there if they're consistent and determined, clear-cut vision of where they're going. Because for some reason or another, Jacksonville just can't seem to get it together. But this pick right here, getting Henderson, is going to change the course of that. At number 10, my original pick here was slotted for Isaiah Simmons to go to Cleveland, but they did not take Isaiah Simmons as he was taken by the Arizona Cardinals a lot earlier. They went ahead and planned for their future in making sure their franchise quarterback is protected for the long haul in drafting Jedrick Wills out of Alabama. Terrific pickup, terrific pick right there at number 10. I think he's going to come in and make an immediate impact and paired with the likes of a Jack Conklin. I heard General Manager Andrew Berry saying that it doesn't matter in this day and age what side a tackle plays on, whether right or left. They believe that they're interchangeable. I beg to differ, but that's not the point. I think that they have a great pair of offensive tackles right now, and they're really going to do Baker a huge favor by getting him early at a premium price right now at number 10. He'll step in day one, not only start, but dominate, and they're going to need someone to do just that in the tough and bruising division of the AFC North. At number 11, this is where things start to get a little bit tricky and where the moves start to happen right after number 12. At the number 11 pick, the New York Jets were on the clock. I had originally thought that they were going to get Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama, but they did not go in that direction. They as well went ahead and invested in their future and protection of Sam Darnold by drafting Mekhi Becton out of Louisville, which I think is a terrific pick for them. They need someone to watch his back. They need not only him to watch his back, but to open up the holes downfield when they get the running game going with Le'Veon Bell. I know Le'Veon was at home smiling when he saw this, and he should be, and so does Sam Darnold. Mekhi Becton, immediate day one starter, will make an instant impact upon arrival. Hopefully Adam Gase gets together and they can get this thing running in the right direction. But I like Joe Douglas, General Manager Joe Douglas' pick here and decision to get Becton. Again, great insurance draft policy for the future. Becton, immediate impact starter and immediate playmaker for the New York Jets at number 11. At number 12, the Las Vegas Raiders, in my opinion, should have drafted CeeDee Lamb. He was still on the clock, still available, but they went ahead and invested in a Lamborghini. When you see a Ferrari twice a year inside of the same division, you got to have yourself a contingency plan, a tit-for-tat, or for more option in Henry Ruggs III, the trailblazer, fleet-footed speed demon out of Alabama. I really think this is a great pickup for John Gruden and co. They were extremely excited once they announced his name. I love the fit, especially again going up against the likes of Tyreek Hill twice a year versus the Kansas City Chiefs. You also take a look at the other teams in that division. You want to make sure that you have a proper arsenal to compete on offensively. You got to make sure that you have a backup plan on top of the backup plan, and John Gruden, I think, has that in the second and third rounds coming. But Henry Ruggs, again, right there at number 12, going to the Raiders, they hoodwinked everyone, including myself. I never thought that Ruggs would go so high, definitely not over Jeudy and Lamb. But hey, to each their own. On your way to the Chrome in the lights of the Vince Lombardi Trophy and Super Bowl championship. We don't know who it's going to be, but the Raiders like their chances in taking Ruggs at number 12. Real Talk Sports, this is H. the Man. We're going to take a quick break. This is going to be part 1 of a 2-part episode 5 series. Make sure you come right back and check back with me in a few. We're also going to discuss the fallout with all the moves from picks 13 to 31, discussing the fallouts and ramifications of all the NFL teams in the first 32 picks. All this and more on episode 5 of Real Talk Sports Draft Special Recap. Make sure you keep it locked in and tuned. We'll be right back.